What if everything you've been told about protein is incomplete? For decades, we've been conditioned to believe that real protein lives in meat, in steaks, chicken breasts, and expensive protein powders. But while most people are focused on what's in the butcher's case, something far more interesting has been quietly growing in fields, forests, and even backyards around the world. There are plant foods, not supplements, not lab creations, real natural foods that match or even surpass the protein content of meat, gram for gram. Some of them contain complete amino acid profiles. Some are backed by modern clinical research. And a few are so nutritionally dense that even scientists studying long-term space travel have taken them seriously. In this video, we're breaking down 20 plant-based foods that challenge everything you thought you knew about protein, ranked from surprisingly powerful to absolutely unbelievable. Stay with me, because number 14 contains more protein per calorie than a ribeye steak, and number 20. It was studied by NASA as a potential food for astronauts on long-duration missions. And trust me, astronauts don't gamble with nutrition. Let's get into it. Let's start with something almost everyone overlooks. 1. Green peas, the protein. Hiding in plain sight. Most people think of green peas as a side dish, something you push around on your plate. But nutritionally, they're far more impressive than they look. 1 cup of green peas delivers around 9 grams of protein, more than a whole egg. Even more surprising, peas contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a near-complete protein source. Modern sports nutrition has already caught on. Pea protein is now one of the fastest-growing ingredients in supplements, with studies showing it can support muscle growth and recovery just as effectively as whey. And you're not just getting protein, you're getting fiber, iron, and B vitamins in the same package. 2. Lentils. The food that built civilizations. Lentils have been feeding humanity for over 10,000 years, and for good reason. A single cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein, rivaling meat at a fraction of the cost. They're also rich in fiber, folate, iron, and key minerals that support heart health and blood sugar control. They're fast to cook, incredibly versatile, and have sustained entire civilizations long before modern nutrition even existed. 3. Hemp seeds. The misunderstood powerhouse. Yes, hemp is related to cannabis, but hemp seeds won't get you high. What they will do is deliver serious nutrition. Just 3 tablespoons contain about 10 grams of complete protein. They also provide omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in an ideal ratio for heart health. Even better, hemp protein is highly bioavailable, meaning your body can actually absorb and use it efficiently. This is one of the oldest cultivated plants in human history, and still one of the most complete foods on Earth. 4. Nutritional yeast. The cheese that isn't cheese. This one surprises a lot of people. Nutritional yeast has a rich, cheesy flavor, but it's completely plant-based. Just 2 tablespoons provide about 8 grams of complete protein. Many versions are also fortified with vitamin B12, making it especially valuable for plant-based diets. It's easy to use. Sprinkle it on pasta, popcorn, or mix it into sauces. And suddenly, you've upgraded both flavor and nutrition. 5. Black beans. The foundation of a continent. Black beans have been a staple in Central and South America for thousands of years. 1 cup delivers around 15 grams of protein and 15 grams of fiber, a powerful combination that keeps you full and supports stable energy levels. They're also rich in antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which support heart health and reduce inflammation. Cheap, accessible, and incredibly versatile, black beans prove that you don't need expensive foods to build a powerful diet. Now we move into a category most people never think about: foods that didn't just feed individuals, they powered entire civilizations. 6. Quinoa, the sacred seed of the Andes. Quinoa has exploded in popularity recently, but it's far from new. For the ancient Incas, quinoa was known as the mother of all grains, and nutritionally it lives up to that title. 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides about 8 grams of complete protein containing all essential amino acids, which is rare for plant foods. It's also rich in magnesium, iron, and fiber, and naturally gluten-free. What's fascinating is that quinoa isn't even a true grain. It's a seed. And for centuries it was nearly erased after colonization suppressed its cultivation. Now the world is finally rediscovering what the Incas already knew. 7. Edamame, the protein that outperforms chicken. Here's a stat that surprises almost everyone. 1 cup of edamame delivers about 18.5 grams of complete protein, more protein per calorie than chicken breast. These young soybeans are packed with folate vitamin K fiber and compounds linked to heart and bone health. And despite old myths, modern research has clearly shown that soy does not disrupt hormones in healthy individuals. Edamame has been a staple in East Asian diets for centuries, and those populations consistently rank among the healthiest in the world. That's not coincidence. 8. Tempeh, the fermented upgrade. If soy is powerful, tempeh takes it even further. This traditional Indonesian food is made by fermenting whole soybeans, and 1 cup delivers around 31 grams of protein. But the real advantage isn't just the protein. Fermentation improves nutrient absorption, reduces anti-nutrients, and introduces beneficial probiotics that support gut health. You're not just eating protein, you're improving how your body uses it. Tempeh is dense, satisfying, and incredibly versatile, yet still underrated outside of Asia. 9. Pumpkin seeds, small but extremely powerful. Don't underestimate these. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, gives you around 9 grams of protein. By weight, that's comparable to many cuts of meat. They're also one of the best plant sources of magnesium, zinc, and iron, essential for muscle recovery, immunity, and energy production. For thousands of years, cultures across the Americas used pumpkin seeds as both food and medicine. Today, most people throw them away. 10. Amaranth, the grain empires tried to destroy. This one has a dramatic past. Amaranth was so important to the Aztecs that it was used in sacred rituals. When colonizers arrived, they banned its cultivation to suppress the culture itself. That's how valuable it was. Nutritionally, 1 cup of cooked amaranth provides about 9 grams of protein with unusually high levels of lysine, an amino acid many plant foods lack. It's also rich in minerals and highly digestible. Despite attempts to erase it, amaranth survived, and today it's making a powerful comeback. Now we're stepping into a different category. Foods designed not just to nourish, but to perform. 11. Chia seeds, the fuel of ancient warriors. Long before energy gels and sports drinks existed, warriors relied on chia seeds. The Aztecs and Mayans called it running food, something they carried on long journeys for sustained energy. Just 2 tablespoons provide about 5 grams of protein along with fiber and omega-3 fatty acids. But what really makes chia unique is its ability to absorb up to 12 times its weight in water. That means hydration, slow energy release, and long-lasting satiety, all in one. Modern research confirms what ancient cultures already knew: chia supports endurance recovery and stable energy levels. 12. Spirulina, the algae that rivals meat. This is where things start getting extreme. Spirulina contains around 60 to 70% protein by dry weight, nearly 3 times more than beef. Just 2 tablespoons deliver about 8 grams of complete protein along with iron antioxidants and powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Because of its nutrient density, spirulina has been studied by space agencies as a potential food source for long-term missions. It may not look appealing, but nutritionally, it's one of the most efficient protein sources on Earth. 13. Chickpeas, the global staple. Chickpeas have fueled populations across the Mediterranean, Middle East, and South Asia for thousands of years. One cup delivers about 14.5 grams of protein plus fiber that helps regulate blood sugar and keep you full for hours. But what truly sets chickpeas apart is versatility. From hummus to falafel to curries, few foods can adapt across cultures the way chickpeas can. And the populations that rely on them, they consistently rank among the healthiest in the world. 14. Mycoprotein and fungi. The steak alternative. Nobody talks about. This is the one we teased earlier. Certain fungi-based proteins, especially mycoprotein, contain more protein per calorie than a ribeye steak. We're talking about roughly 11 grams per 100 calories compared to beef's lower ratio. Even more impressive studies show mycoprotein supports muscle growth at levels comparable to animal protein. And unlike livestock, fungi can be grown efficiently with minimal resources, making it one of the most sustainable protein sources on the planet. This isn't just an alternative, it's an upgrade. 15. Peanuts, the everyday protein powerhouse. Peanuts are so common that most people underestimate them, but nutritionally, they're incredibly dense. Just 1 ounce provides around 7 grams of protein. Peanut butter delivers even more per serving, along with healthy fats and key vitamins. Large-scale studies have consistently shown that regular consumption of peanuts is linked to better heart health and reduced disease risk. It's cheap, accessible, and requires zero preparation. Sometimes the most powerful foods are the ones we've stopped paying attention to. Now we're at the top tier, the foods that completely redefine what plant protein can be. 16. Tofu, a 2,000-year-old innovation. Tofu has been a staple in East Asia for over 2 millennia, and for good reason. Half a cup of firm tofu delivers around 10 grams of complete protein, along with calcium and iron. But tofu isn't just about numbers. It's incredibly adaptable. It absorbs flavors, changes texture depending on how you cook it, and works in everything from savory dishes to desserts. Modern research consistently shows that soy protein supports heart health, bone density, and muscle maintenance. This isn't a meat substitute. It's a category of its own. 17. Sacha inchi, the Amazon's hidden treasure. Most people have never heard of this. Sacha inchi, a seed native to the Amazon rainforest, delivers about 9 grams of complete protein per ounce, along with exceptionally high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. For centuries, indigenous communities relied on it as a primary source of both protein and healthy fats. Now, as global demand for nutrient-dense foods grows, Sacha inchi is being called the next quinoa. It was never missing, just hidden. 18. Seitan, the protein density champion. If you're looking for pure protein concentration, seitan is hard to beat. A 3-ounce serving delivers around 21 grams of protein with a texture remarkably similar to meat. Made from wheat gluten, seitan has been used in Asian cuisine for over 1,500 years, particularly in Buddhist traditions. It's versatile, satisfying, and incredibly efficient as a protein source. The only limitation, it's not suitable for those with gluten sensitivity. For everyone else, it's one of the most powerful plant proteins available. 19. Moringa, the miracle tree. Moringa is in a league of its own. Dried moringa leaves contain around 27 grams of protein per 100 grams, comparable to chicken. But that's just the beginning. It also contains more iron than spinach, more calcium than milk, more potassium than bananas, more vitamin C than oranges. It's not just nutrient-dense, it's nutritionally extreme. Used for centuries across Africa and South Asia, moringa thrives in harsh conditions and produces incredible yields. It's one of the most promising foods for the future of global nutrition. 20. Chlorella, the ultimate protein source. And here we are, number 1. Chlorella, a single-celled green algae, contains around 50 to 60% protein by dry weight, roughly double that of beef. It's a complete protein packed with micronutrients and studied extensively for its effects on immune function, detoxification, and cellular health. Because of its extreme efficiency, chlorella was studied by NASA as a potential food source for long-duration space missions. Think about that. When scientists needed the most nutrient-dense food possible for survival in space, this made the list. It may not look like food, but biologically, it's one of the most powerful protein sources on Earth. So if you've made it this far, you've just seen something most people never realize. The idea that you need meat to get enough protein isn't just outdated, it's incomplete. Because the truth is, some of the most powerful protein sources on this planet aren't found in a butcher's case. They're growing in soil, floating in water, or sitting quietly on shelves, completely overlooked. These aren't exotic lab creations or expensive supplements. They're real foods, backed by science, proven across centuries of human history. Some of them cost almost nothing. Some of them grow in your backyard. And some of them outperform even the most expensive cuts of meat. So now the question is simple. Which one surprised you the most? Was it the everyday foods like peas and peanuts, the ancient staples like lentils and quinoa, or the extreme ones like spirulina and chlorella? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video changed the way you think about protein, hit that like button so more people can see it. Subscribe for more videos where we break down real science into practical knowledge you can actually use. Because sometimes the most powerful nutrition isn't what's advertised. It's what's been there all along, just waiting for you to notice.